I will be attending California State University Stanislaus in the fall of 2012 as a nursing major. I'm going to be a nursing major because I want to be able to be a registered nurse upon graduation. This major is highly impacted, but I believe it to be worth the wait and the extra money because helping people is what I'm passionate about. In Chapter 6, Marshall states, in today's job market, what you know determines what you earn. I believe this to be true because with specialized knowledge, you have a better chance at a job that is in demand. If anyone could do the job, then there would not be any need to pay more. I will also be working to receive a minor in sign language. I feel that sign language will set me apart from other applicants and would allow me to succeed in my career field. I think that in the medical field, this would be an asset because it truly is another language, and people who cannot speak or hear tend to show up to receive care. I'm passionate about sign language because I want to be able to communicate more efficiently with those who are deaf and or mute. I plan to get involved and join a sorority. I feel that joining a sorority will allow me to get to know people at a faster rate. I also feel that it will be easier to get to know people who have common goals. I feel that meeting new people is a big part of the college experience. My grandpa's in his 60s and he still talks to the people he went to Cal Poly with. I will live off campus each year. For my freshman year, I plan to stay at home and save money so that I will feel financially comfortable on my own the following school year. I then plan to spend the duration of my college time living off campus in an apartment with my best friend. I feel that living off campus will save a lot of money all around. I'm excited to live on my own. I feel that it is a major step out of childhood and into the real world. I plan to work as many hours as my schedule will allow. It is important to me to have as little debt coming out of college as possible. And even more important than that is the ability to go have fun without relying on my parents to fund my trips. After I graduate from Stanislaus State, I plan on working in a children's hospital as a registered nurse. I plan to go further with my education while working here to ultimately become an oncology nurse. An oncology nurse is a nurse who specializes in cancer. In order to be an oncology nurse, I have to get my master's in nursing. I then have to get my certification in pediatric oncology nursing. I have what it takes to be an oncology nurse because I have the passion to help people at their lowest moments when they need me the most. I have the drive to continue on with my education in order to achieve this career goal. I will love going to my job every day knowing that I'm doing all I can to make a difference in their lives. I feel that a career needs to be something I look forward to doing, especially since I will be spending a good majority of my time doing it. Yes, I think that this job will be mentally challenging at times, but someone needs to do this job. I have the strength to be able to do this job on a day-to-day basis. I have had many opportunities to help children who have been hurt, and I love that I know that I help them get better and move on with their lives. I think that there needs to be happiness in the field because so often people focus on the negatives of cancer. For example, you have a 40% chance of dying instead of turning it around and saying you have about a 60% chance of surviving. I want to be able to connect and work with patients and their families who have hearing or speech problems. By using my knowledge of sign language, I feel that sign language in this career and even in the children's hospital is important because there will be all kinds of patients and family members needing to know what's going on. I think so often people are pushed into taking foreign languages and forget that there are languages that are nonverbal. I plan to spend a lot of time building and maintaining relationships with my family and friends. Friends are really important to me and eventually adapt to becoming my family. It is important to me to have people in my life I can count on. I also want to be able to be there for those who I'm close to. I plan to travel and see the world in my lifetime. I want to travel to England to see the beautiful scenery and the castles. My ancestors are from England, so I would like to see where my family originated from. I would like to see Stonehenge. I have seen so many programs on the History Channel about Stonehenge, and it never fails to amaze me. I think that it would be crazy to see it in person. I also want to see how different their lifestyles are from ours. I have always heard that English are nice people, and I would like to see from this. I plan to travel to Costa Rica in my lifetime. I've grown up with a father who builds huge ponds and waterfalls. Now I have the love for great waterfalls too. I have heard so many things about how beautiful the waterfalls are in Costa Rica, and I would like to experience them for myself. I have never seen a natural waterfall, and traveling to Costa Rica would allow me to see so many of them. I would also like to raft in all kinds of different water in Costa Rica, like whitewater rafting. I plan to have a cozy wedding outdoors one day. I would really like to get married when the almond trees are in bloom. There will just be a simple wedding design, nothing too elaborate. I would like a nice wedding arch with simple white flowers all over it. Ultimately, we would have a simple wedding setup for seating, where our families are intermixed. I would like to have the reception that isn't fancy. I am not into expensive weddings, and I don't think that expensive weddings focus on the right things. The small little details don't matter to me. I like the idea of marriage and uniting and celebrating the couple with the people who we care about most. Ultimately, if my husband and his family wanted to have a big expensive wedding, I wouldn't have a problem with it. It just isn't me. I would like a long white strapless dress. I would love for my husband to wear a nice black tux. I feel this is a prime time to start a family and put down my roots. In chapter 12 of The Teenager's Guide to the Real World, Marshall states that you are declaring to some extent your adulthood, your independence, and the start of your household. This is true in my eyes. This is a huge step in someone's life. I want to have two boys. I want boys because I know how hard it was for my parents to raise my sister and I. I also watched them raise my brother, and he has been so much easier than my sister and I. I am also good at a lot of guy things. I can help them with sports, and I love to fish. I want my kids to experience things. I want them to be able to travel and eventually go off to school. I want kids because I've always wanted family. I want to be able to see my children grow, whether I have a boy or a girl. I would love to have a girl too. I would be there for her too. I just would prefer a boy. I want to be there for my boys, go to their games, musical events, etc. I will accept my boys if they like to do things that are not always considered things that guys do, because I understand what it's like to have people think that you should not do something because it isn't gender appropriate.